Hello everybody, I hope this video finds you all well. What with this coronavirus lockdown and the pretty grim news from all around the world. 4th of April 2020. Hopefully if you're watching this in a few months, things will be a bit better. If you saw my last video, I was attempting to get a smart trainer to get onto Zwift, and it's got to be said that it's been a complete nightmare up until this date, and at some point I'll do an update video to tell you all about it. But this video here, I got a comment from Echo. Please compare Rose Bike's new endurance bike reveal to their old one, Team GF. So I haven't done much with Rose, so I thought, okay, nice quick one because I'm struggling to concentrate too much at the moment. Let's get into it. So what I thought I'd do is I'd throw in the giant Defy Advance 1 as our sort of control bike to compare the Rose bikes to, and just give you an idea between an endurance bike and a race bike. I thought we'd compare this to its brother, the TCR, which is a full-fledged race bike. So obviously you can see the differences there. Lower bottom bracket, longer wheelbase, taller stack and a shorter reach. As far as endurance bikes go, the Defy isn't that extreme as an endurance bike, and I think you could probably set it up as a pretty good race bike actually. But it's pretty comfortable to ride, so a good blend of both worlds, I think. So just before we look at the Rose bikes, something I did was I typed into Google Trends Rose Team GF, because I had not even seen this bike before. I'd never looked at this one, and this is the outgoing endurance bike. And then I typed in Rose Reveal, and I'm guessing that's all noise there, and it spikes up here when they brought it out as the GF falls away, which is kind of as you'd expect. But what I did find interesting was I then typed in Giant Defy, and obviously you can see that Giant dwarfs Rose bikes, as I guess you'd expect really, but that just gives you an idea of Rose's position in the world. I believe a mail order bike company based in Germany, I think. I always find these little spikes quite interesting as well, because that basically falls within the month of July as the Tour de France is going on, and it happens every year. Although sadly this year it's looking more and more unlikely that the Tour de France will be able to go ahead in July or any part of the year. We'll have to wait and see. Although the interest in the Defy does seem to be declining year on year. Time for Giant to do something different maybe. Okay, so the outgoing Rose bike, the Team GF4 disc, and it was actually quite difficult to find a huge amount of information on it because now being sold off in the sale on Rose's website, so I'm guessing they don't make it anymore. But if we compare that to the Giant Defy, what do we see? Quite a big difference in weight. So the Rose is quite a lot lighter, and that does seem to be quite a big feature of the Rose bikes, is they always are pretty competitive in the weight department. That's the sale price there, I think, so I'm not sure what this bike cost new, but they're quite comparable. But we're mostly interested in the geometry here because we want to see what the difference is with a new bike that they've brought out, the Reveal. So if we zoom in to the front here, basically the Rose has got a slightly longer reach and a slightly higher stack than the Defy. So let's get the new one up. This is the Reveal, literally the Reveal. I do keep questioning the way that I'm saying that, but that is just the word reveal, isn't it? Right, let's just check that on Google.
Reveal.
Yep. I sometimes get caught out because, you know, the Canyon Endurace, I always wanted to call that the Endurance. You've got to be careful with these things. So here it is. What do you think? This is the old Tegra version, 2,500, and it's 7.8 kilograms. So in fact 100 grams heavier than its outgoing model. Just before we compare the two, it's worth noting that it comes in this blue and black and red. What I find slightly revolting, this blue and yellow. It's not quite working for me, so of all those colours I'd probably go with that one, which is why I've used this one in the comparison. So let's have a look. Here's the new Reveal, and let's reveal the old one, the Team GF4. And as you can see, there's quite a big difference up front. They've gone quite a lot more endurance on the new one. Higher stack and a shorter reach. If we look at this bit here, it's nice that the cables are lovely and neat and sort of pretty much hidden away, but at the expense of this sort of weird looking thing here with the cables going into it. Just don't really like the shape of it, and it's pretty tall, isn't it? We've already got a little bit of extra height here, and then that's like another inch there, isn't it? But if you're looking for an endurance bike, that's not going to be a problem, is it? Drop seat stays, different to the old one. anything over 1.5 is leaning towards endurance. The TCR, which is a full-blown race bike, you see that's in the low 1.4s, that's much more racy. And if you flick between the two, you can see quite a dramatic difference there. Longer wheelbase, much higher at the front. And even the tyres are fatter, 28s as opposed to 25s. And you can see the bottom bracket goes up a bit as well. Get you around those tight corners at speed. But if we compare it against the Defy, which would I personally pick between the two? The weight is a little bit annoyingly high on the Giant, but if we look at the warranties on these bikes, the Giant frame and forks has a lifetime warranty for the original owner. Let's see if we can find out what Rose offers. So this is the Rose terms and conditions, and their frames and forks come with a 6-year warranty, which isn't bad really, is it? I think Cube bikes only come with a 2-year warranty, so that's quite a big difference. So personally I like the weight of the Rose, but I definitely like the idea of being able to set up the Giant in a more racy position. The weight is the only problem for me, I think, but you'd probably want to replace the cheap wheels on both these bikes anyway. So for me, and I prefer the colour, I'm going to give it to the Giant, but I'll be interested to see what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what I missed. I'm pretty up for doing some short videos like this, so if you've got two bikes that you want to compare, let me know in the comments. I might throw in a control bike as well, like we have done in this one. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, it'd be great if you could subscribe to the channel, because it helps it get seen on YouTube. So until next time, stay safe everybody.